Today I'm going to go over the process of making a proof sheet, but first we are going to trim our negatives at the light table. So when you begin, go ahead and cut off the edges, and then with all your negatives you're going to cut them into sections of 5. Make sure you're carefully cutting in between, not to trim any of the picture off. And then you're going to take your negative sheet, label it with your name and the project title. Then you're going to handle the negatives very carefully on the edges, on the sprocket holes, to avoid making any fingerprints. And you're going to place them all shiny side up in sequential order. This will help later on when you go ahead and make your proof sheet. If you took a roll of 36, you should be able to fill the sheet. And you may even have 1 or 2 extra at the end, and you can just double up on that last row. Now we're going to head in the dark room to make our first test strip. And at your enlarger station, you want to use your glass and choose your best 2 negatives. I'm going to choose just my first 2. You're going to place the negative shiny side up. There's a shiny side and emulsion side, but shiny side up underneath the glass. And with the lights off, you're going to lift the enlarger up, fill the baseboard with light, make sure that the glass is centered. Then you're going to open the aperture to the brightest setting. This will help you focus the light. When you're done focusing, make sure the glass is in there and set your aperture to f11. Set your timer to 25 seconds, make sure it works. And then go ahead and grab your paper. Place your test strip underneath the glass as well as the negative. And then when you run your timer, you're going to move the board every 5 seconds, which lines up perfectly with the sections you cut into 5. You're going to process your paper, which you already know how from photograms. Finish, you're going to bring it out into the white light, into the classroom, and check out the exposure. When I moved the board, I started from the left, and that's why it's darkest at 25 seconds and lightest at 5 seconds. So you want to choose maybe 1 or 2 times that you think looks best. I'm thinking maybe 5 seconds, maybe a little longer, 7 seconds. Now I'm running my second test strip, half at 5 and half at 7 seconds. I'm going to process my paper, and then I'm going to take a look at my second test strip. So half of it is set at 7 seconds, half of it is 5. I'm thinking the 5 seconds looks best, 7 looks a little too dark. So I'm just showing you with my board how I divided the sections in half. And I think I'm ready to make my proof sheet, all at 5 seconds. Now I'm going to organize my negatives in sequential order because I want to place them all upright and in order from top to bottom. So take a moment, organize your negatives, and place them underneath the glass. In the dark, I'm going to set my timer, and I'm going to expose my negatives all at 5 seconds on an 8x10. I'm going to process this paper and then bring it out into the white light to take a look at. It's a successful proof sheet. All the negatives are clearly seen. I'm seeing jet black, variety of grays, and that bright white. So when I'm ready and it's dry, I can mark what negatives I want to start with for the project.